to the space that is play. How awesome is it that we are here together? Yeah, can you feel that little part of you wanting to do this deal right here? A lot of people, it starts out with just a toe, you know, you see that little toe kind of going. And then the next thing you know, the whole leg starts to go, then the booty gets involved. And before you know it, there's shoulders. And then before you know it, if you're like Christina, you're up out of your seat and you're moving. Why? Look around you. Look around you. There's so much play in the room. How awesome is it that we get to unzip this adult expression and let our little child come forward? Rawa brought us in earlier because she came over here and drummed and drummed and drummed. Yeah. All right. Well, welcome to CSL Ocala. How many people have never been here before? Yay! So let's ask that question again. How many people have never been here before? You've never been here in this moment, in this space, with these particular people who ate that breakfast this day and got up at that specific time and put on these specific clothing. This moment will never exist ever again. How many people have never been here before? Woo! How awesome is this time and space, right? And we are here to celebrate together as a community. So today, Reverend Cindy is going to be talking about the promise of play, which is something I do a lot. And these are my playmates. We are in the sandbox together, and we love to drum together because it's fun, and it gets out lots of angst. So if you don't have a drum, get one. Your life will be forever changed. All right. You can play with any of them after, see what kind you want. Yes. Yes. We invite you to play with anything that we have. All right. Shall we begin? Awesome. Well, where is the clicker? I don't have a clicker. This is Joyful Expressions, everyone. This is what happens when you have joyful noise and joyful beats and all of the different pieces and parts that used to be CSL Ocala in the music and performance department all kind of smushed together like Play-Doh and come up with this awesome cornucopia of fabulousness that you see up here. And these people we get to have fun with on a regular basis. So I'd like to introduce y'all to them. Angel. Angel is a Reiki master. She is a singer. She sings alto, and she also is a drummer, and she plays the Tibetan bowls. If you ever hear this woman play, you'll be all just forever changed. Then we have Sparky, Chris. This is our didgeridoo when he remembers to bring it, but he plays the didgeridoo and the drum, and the drum as well as the handpan drum. And then we have Miss Erin. She is a fabulous soprano one and just will blow you away with her voice. Just wait. You're just not ready. You're just not ready. She's also a drummer. And then we have Shanda Panda. And Shanda Panda, she is a drummer extraordinaire, and she brings with her that Celtic vibe. And she's also a Reiki master, and she is the one that will bless you guys with the singing bowls. She's been doing that for a while now. And then we have Keith. Keith, how far did you come? Where do you guys live?
We live on the border of Lake and Volusia County in DeLand. We travel about an hour one way to come out and hang out with y'all.
Yeah, so they come the farthest. Did they get the farthest? Who came the farthest today? Wow! How cool! Nice. Emmanuel came all the way from Washington to come back, Washington State to come back into the community. How awesome it is. And then Keith is a bass. You're actually a bass player, but also a guitarist, and is...
Guitarist first. I've been playing guitar since I've been old enough to hold one, maybe 5 or 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And then since I was 20 years ago, my father gave me a bass guitar for my birthday, and it took off from there. I prefer to play bass, but I'm also good at playing guitar.
And now the drums. He's working on playing a djembe. And he can play by ear. He just listens to it and just gets the notes. I don't even know how he does it.
Any instrument if I put my mind to it.
Isn't that cool? And he decided that he loves our community, and that's why he joined us. Yeah, and he brought his wife and daughter.
Thank you, Rich. Y'all hear me better now?
Yeah.
All right.
And then I'm Donna Davis, one half of your Phoenix is Rising, and this is what we do. We do sound music, and we use vibrations to move you. And so and for me, the drum came with me from Jamaica. So my mom is revivalist, and when you hear the revival beat later, you'll know what that is, but that's that whole, it's that honoring of the ancestors. Yes, and I'm also a Reiki master and a practitioner here at CSL. And then this is Norma, and a nurse, RN. So I'm in charge of your wellness.
Let's hear it for Donna.
With a couple other people. So if you're having a wellness issue, please reach out to me. You can reach out to Christina. She is a therapist and a counselor, and Norma is a massage therapist. So mind, body, and spirit, y'all. Let's take care of each other, right? Huh? And then my beautiful wife, Norma. She's the other half of your Phoenix is Rising massage therapist, Reiki master, and just all around solid rock. And she's also a practitioner. So we have two different kinds of practitioner. We have the fluffy practitioner, which is me, and then we have the tell you exactly what you need to hear, whether or not you want to, practitioner. And that is us, Joyful Expressions. Thank you, guys. And this is CSL Ocala, and we have some values, our spiritual growth and practice. Can y'all say that with me? Spiritual growth and practice.
Spiritual growth and practice.
Love.
Love.
Appreciation.
Appreciation.
Community.
Community.
Freedom.
Freedom.
Creativity.
Creativity.
Health and wholeness.
Health and wholeness.
Generosity.
Generosity.
Financial well-being.
Financial well-being.
All of these things are things that are important to me, and I'm just so glad that the same things are important to each and every person here. In our community, we pick these values together, and I just love that we say them together. And our vision is that we are a model CSL. You notice we're a little different, y'all. That's because we the model. Center for Spiritual Living is evidenced by the transformational impact we have in our spiritual community, which is us in this space, the CSL organization, which is the larger community, and then our country and our world and our town and every place that we go, we are able to affect that because of this transformational impact we have through this teaching. And then our mission, this is how we do it. We're going to empower y'all to awaken to the power and presence that lies within you and all around you, so you may live your very best lives. We're not here to change you. We're just here to celebrate who you are. Yeah, and the more you can step into that, the better it will be. So now we're going to do a Karen Drucker song. This is the first time we're actually playing and singing. It should be interesting. We've been playing, we've been having fun, so thank you guys for being the first audience. There's always a first audience. And since it's up on the screen there, you guys can sing along with us if you want. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. And every day I affirm and pray that I'm blessed with everything I have. I release my fear, 'cause it's all so clear. I am held, I am loved, I am loved, I am safe. I relax, surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I am well, I am well, I am well. And now I see what my life can be when I trust in the process and have faith. And now I know that I just let go, that I have all I ever need. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, relax, let go, release and surrender. I am well, I am well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I am well, I am well. All is well, all is well. I am well.
Nice job, y'all.
Hey, not too shabby. You guys are awesome.
Nobody threw tomatoes.
They would never do that because they're awesome like that. And now, Reverend Cindy, oh my goodness. And before Reverend Cindy goes ahead and comes on up here, where is Rosalind? She already got the babies? Yeah. Awesome, she already has the babies. The babies are gonna be in the back learning the very same thing that we are learning next. So she's just gonna break it down into kid terms. Oh yes, the meditation, oh my gosh. Can we go ahead and drop into that space? Thank you. I invite you now to just relax, let go, release, and surrender. This is one of the spiritual practices that we do called a spiritual mind treatment. We're allowing for our mind to get settled into the truth and the knowingness. We're allowing for the sounds around us to wash over us. We're breathing into our heart space. We're allowing our shoulders to drop and our hands and feet to relax. We're allowing for the seat to hold our physical form, settling into the knowingness that behind every thought and every word that comes out of our mouth, the mechanism that is our body is supported by invisible force. We are breathing in the essence that is God. The air we breathe goes into our lungs, assimilates through our body, comes out of our mouth or nose. Our heart is beating and our blood is pumping, and we are supported by our seat. Divine intelligence that is life exists in and around and through all things. And as I sit in this seat, I know that I'm a part of that which is the one. I know that if it's true for me, it is true for every person sitting in this seat right now. As we share this space together, we are interconnected into the oneness. And as Reverend Cindy comes up and speaks and words leave her lips, and hands take to drums and fingers play on guitars and voices ring, we know that that is also the oneness in human form vibrating together. This joyful space. And all of us are rising and remembering who we are as divine essence expressed. I give thanks for this teaching. I give thanks for this knowingness. I give thanks for my very being. I give thanks for the very breath in my body. I give thanks for this next heartbeat. I give thanks for the way I show up in my community. I give thanks for the way that I walk the halls of my hospital. I give thanks for you and what you do as you put your hands into divine soil, the way you show up in your family, the way you smile at your neighbor, the way you buy your groceries. I give thanks for you, spirit expressed, activated, and aware of the divine essence around you, and you are beaming love to those that do not already know, and we are calling for that expression to unfold in our world. I give thanks for all of those who are aware of the truth. And we are creating a world that works and moves and vibrates for everyone. I release it into the law, knowing that that fertile soil that is the law that makes the flowers grow and the sun rise and set, and my heart beat and my blood pump in my veins and the words that come through my lips. That law knows all and sees all and does all without effort from my human form. And I release it, knowing that the love of the divine washes over me. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Reverend Cindy.
Thank you, Donna and team. I almost hated to speak and break that feeling. Are you all in the zone? Are you ready to play? Yay! Can you look at our space? You know, you see the balloons and the, what are those truffalo trees from Dr. Seuss? Right? So come and take a picture by the trees. We had a fun event. Raise your hand if you were here yesterday and if you helped put it together. We had lots of folks, even in the midst of that crazy, whatever was happening yesterday, tornadoes and rain and storms, and then it was sunny and just, wow, wild things happening in this world. But anyway, thank you everybody who was here yesterday. It was great fun. We had lots of kids here. We played a lot. And I don't know, last week we played too. How many of you were here last week? It was so much fun, right? Shout out to Susan Cohen for putting that together. It was a great time. And I didn't get to play for the whole thing because I had to work, which is a little bit of my story, you know, that we all have what we'll call a play history, you know, of some of us are more in tune with that playful nature of ours, and some of us are not. Well, I was one of those that was not. I'm an oldest child, and it was like business, right? So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. But before we get into that, I have some, just as I was doing some research for this talk and thinking about misconceptions about play, I came across some myths and misconceptions about adulthood. So think about what you thought it was going to be an adult when you were a kid. And how many of those things are not what you thought they were going to be? So I'm going to share some. These came, there's like 19 of them from BuzzFeed. These are myths about adulthood people wish they debunked sooner. And then there was another one, like misconceptions about adulthood as a child. So I pulled some of my favorite ones. So I'm going to go over like maybe like a dozen of them. So the first one, I thought that when you became an adult, you got your adult name. Because I guess I thought, how could anybody named Mildred or Bert ever have been kids? Clearly, they must have been named Cody or Katie and then got their adult names when they became adults. Isn't that cute? Hello, ladies. How wonderful to see you this morning. All right, how about this one? I thought that there wouldn't be any more bullies once school ended. I was shocked to slowly realize that it's not something people necessarily grow out of. Did anyone else find that one? That one's not so funny, but very true. All right. It's silly, but I thought once I became an adult, all my childhood fears would go away. If anything, now I'm more afraid of randomly getting murdered or finding someone hiding under my bed or in my closet, and I'm terrified of the dark. No one prepared me for this. Anybody else? Okay. How about this one? The biggest myth is that people only get acne as teenagers. Now I get to battle fine lines and wrinkles along with the acne. That's some bullshit. I'm just reading what it said. Oh, wow. I found out that one too. Okay, how about this? I really thought that quicksand would be more of an issue. I've never actually seen quicksand. Now, I have seen quicksand. But you know, if you were a kid and you're seeing all these cartoons and people have quicksand and there's anvils dropping out of the sky, wouldn't you think that'd be a thing? It's not. All right, how about this? Candy, cake, and cookies, the 3 C's. I thought I would have this for every meal and no one would tell me no. Also in Chuck E. Cheese whenever you want. Okay. I thought that somewhere along the way, someone would explain it all to me. Also, what happened to my permanent record? Is that a thing? Anybody else worry about their permanent record? Okay. Oh, this one just kills me. Literally, no one cares about the grades you got. Do well enough to get yourself to the next level, to college or to get a job, but you don't need to do more than that. Anybody else an overachiever? Like the grades don't matter? Oh my gosh, I wish I'd known that sooner. Right? How about this? I assumed that most adults were grown-ups. Another big myth is that adulthood equals freedom. Oof. Oof. I have never felt so obligated, tied down, and locked in. Oh, poor thing. They need to find a center for spiritual living, don't you think? That's so sad. Okay, this has got to be my favorite. Your parents and other adults are imposters who don't know what they're doing. Being an adult is just pretending to be one. You're winging everything. I watch a lot of YouTube to figure things out, then you go to bed and do it all over again tomorrow. Was this an epiphany for anyone else? Because COVID has really shown me that nobody has it all together. I feel like in The Wizard of Oz, you know, when the curtain gets pulled back and you see who the wizard really is. That's how I feel about life now. Like all this time I thought people had their shit together. I'm the only one that doesn't. But I realized that we are all imposters. We are all just winging it. And we're going to get it right sometimes. We're going to get it wrong sometimes. But people are people. Anybody else learn that lesson? If you haven't, trust me, it's the truth. Okay, the last one. People think that the best years of your life are when you're young. They aren't. Sure, you may have fewer responsibilities as a child, but having your own agency as an adult and being able to make your own decisions is the best. I'm about to turn 50 and it just keeps getting better and better. Being young is so hard, I wouldn't go back to it for anything. Right? Now I'm over 50, but that's okay. So this is clearly from someone who knows that thing that we say here, that religion is for people afraid of going to hell and spirituality is for people who've been there. right? Any of y'all been there? So those are misconceptions, some misconceptions about adulthood. Could you relate? You probably have some more. Yeah, if you want to talk about them, come next week when we have Circle and we'll discuss that too. So those are some misconceptions of adulthood. There's also some misconceptions about play and why this is such an important topic. I feel again like my mind is blown wide open just in talking about this because I'm giving myself permission to play because I didn't have that when I was a kid. Like I said, the oldest child, all the responsibility, you're a model for everybody else. And then some of y'all may know this, but when you're brown too on top of that, it's like you're the model, like I'm the only Puerto Rican there is and I represent all of us. So I have to be like on my P's and Q's all the time. Can anyone else relate to that? Like feeling like you have to be? I know Donna's got it. So I told you, oldest child, right? Yeah, there's a difference. And I'm married to a youngest. Go figure. God has a real sense of humor because he has no problem playing. No trouble whatsoever. He's never forgotten his inner child. So it's made for an interesting marriage over 33 years. Anyway, today we're going to talk about this idea of play. And it is because for the whole year, our topic for the whole year, and there's Centers for Spiritual Living all over the place talking about the same things today. Isn't that awesome? So our topic for the year is Living Everyday Wonder. And then each month is dedicated to a different aspect of our lives. So last month we talked about our inner lives, like what's going on in your head and the voices that like to talk. Anybody else have voices in their head that are continually like narrating what's going on? So we talked about that last month. I think that's a common thing that we have. And this month we're talking about play. Next month we're talking about creativity. So again, I love to share my aha moments and the things that I'm learning because it's really funny that I'm the one that's talking about play because I really didn't do it that much. So today we're going to debunk some myths about play. Does anyone else have issues with around play? Or not let them play, not let themselves play enough? The rest of y'all are players? Just me and Tosh. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. There's a few. Okay. All right. There's a few more of us. So we're going to talk about the myths around play. We're going to reveal the promise and the possibilities of play. And I hope I'm going to inspire you all to play more and to find more joy in your lives. And much of what I'm talking about today comes from this book that's called Play. I'm not sure what year it was, but it's fairly recent. The author's name is Stuart Brown. He's got TED Talks. He's like all over the place, and you'll see it's phenomenal, just really, really wonderful. Well worth checking out. But I'm going to give you some of the highlights. Another one of my issues, am I wearing my glasses? Okay. Anyway, another one of my things is that there's like this whole book of information, and I've got to get it in 20 minutes. So I'm going to do what I can to do it justice. So, some myths about play. I know that guy. You know that guy? He can tell you about some play now. That's my grandson, Grady, who's named after his papa. So that's Lil G, and he's just telling you, like, he knows this. Come on. You ought to know it too. So one of the myths is that play is just for children. Kind of like a dress rehearsal for life, right? Like they play pretend because one day they're going to be grown-ups. And so it's like that's what play is, to get you ready for adulthood. Has anyone believed that or thought that ever? Yeah, that's one of the things that, yeah, right? Kids play house. And so like play is just about getting yourself ready to be adult when then you don't play anymore, right? Okay. It's a myth. Remember, it's a myth. The other thing is that play is frivolous, that it's a waste of time. Anybody else heard this one? Yeah, so I found this book because I was reading this other one by Brene Brown called Dare to Lead. Is anybody in a leadership position here? Yeah, this is a phenomenal, phenomenal book. And actually, we're all leaders. I just want to tell you that. No matter where you are, what walk of life you're in, there's always somebody that's looking up to you in some form or fashion. So we're all leaders. But this is a wonderful book, and I just want to share before I go on to the next point about this, what she says about play. I have 2 sets of glasses so I don't forget. Sometimes there's one on my head, sometimes there's one here. They're all over the place. Oh my goodness. Yes, and there's a basket in the office for when I forget them. Thank you to the people who take care of me. All right, let me see what Brene says here. Brene Brown, again, phenomenal. Let's see. She talks about rewarding exhaustion as a status symbol and how we attach productivity to self-worth. Can anyone relate to that? Yes. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. So she says, I wrote about this armor in my 2010 book, The Gifts of Imperfection, at a time of cultural crisis around busyness and sleep deprivation. Things are a little bit better now, right? People are starting to realize that we all really need to sleep, right? Right? That you just don't sleep when you're dead. I've heard that too, right? Like I have plenty of time to sleep when I'm gone. No, we all need sleep right here and now. So things might be a little bit better. There's definitely a growing awareness that insufficient sleep contributes to diabetes, heart disease, depression, and even fatal accidents. But we still struggle as a society around pegging our self-worth to our net worth. When worthiness is a function of productivity, we lose the ability to pump the brakes. The idea of doing something that doesn't add to the bottom line provokes stress and anxiety. It feels completely contrary to what we believe we want to achieve in this life. We convince ourselves that downtime, like playing with our kids, hanging out with partners, napping, fooling around the garage, or going for a run is a waste of precious time. Why sleep when you can work? Why play when you can make money? Anybody else suffer from any of that? Right? I see some snickers over here, like, okay. Yeah, so, that's part of what I grew up with too, right? You don't waste time. If you're not making money, you're wasting time. This is something that is a malady, and it's false, okay? It's false. So play is not frivolous, it's not a waste of time. Play is your reward for good behavior. Anyone else have that? Like, that was my thing. You can't go out and play until you get everything done. When am I going to get everything done? Never. It's just not going to happen, right? So you have to make the time in between. You have to schedule it in, just like scheduling time, like for sleep and brushing your teeth and doing maintenance and all of those things. It's a human need, this thing we have to play. And then, how about this one? That it's sinful. Idle hands are the devil's workshop. Anybody hear anything like that? Ooh, yes, yes, yes. So we're always supposed to be scheduled, right? All of our time we're supposed to be doing things that are productive. This is all part of the BS belief systems that we have been programmed with, right? Yes. So these are the myths. So then what is play? What is play? We know those guys too. Yes, those are the rest of the grandkids. That's little Addison, AKA Sissy, and Ellis, and little G. And they're in the fort in our living room. That's you know how you make the blanket fort with the chairs? Yeah, okay. So what is play? It is a primal activity that is pre-conscious and pre-verbal, just like digestion or sleep, it just happens. Think about it. Do we have to teach kids to play? They come into the world, and it's just what they do. You put babies together, they're going to play. They're going to tussle with each other. You don't have to teach them that. Animals do it too, right? You look outside, the squirrels will be playing, the birds play with each other. It's just, we play. This is what animals do. We don't have to think about it. It is part of our programming. So to not do it is really going against our nature. Is that not mind-blowing or what? For me, it is. All right. It has evolved over eons and throughout animal species to promote survival. So Stuart Brown talks about a polar bear and a dog that, come together on the tundra, and the fear is like, holy cow, this bear is going to tear this dog apart. And the dog starts wagging its tail. And what happens? The bear wants to play with the dog, and they play like buddies. They're friends. These two different species. It's crazy, right? But this is the same thing for us as human beings. Can you imagine if when people started getting worked up, Somebody just kind of wagged their tail. Hey, I want to play. I don't want to fight with you. Let's have some fun. It's Oh my goodness. All right. Play is varied. Play is varied. There are play personalities. Did you know that? Right? There are explorers. There are people who experiment. There are people who dance. There are people who create. All of these things are different kinds of play. My 3 grandkids right there, I have one that's like sits meticulously with puzzles and loves to do puzzles and put things together. And then the other one just loves anything to do with art. She's 2 years old. She was in here for hours yesterday just painting, right? Working with colors. She loves that. And then the other one is just all about the physicality of things. He's exploring, he's jumping from things, and he's climbing, and he's running. They're all different, and all of these things are aspects of play. There's all different kinds. Play is a state of mind. It's a state of mind. Have you ever thought about that? So I have had a couple of hellacious weeks. I mean, just people, and not me personally, but like my whole life, right? My kids, all 3 of my kids have like major drama. And when your loved ones are suffering, it's really hard to watch that, right? My parents are moving like this, all this stuff happening in my world. And I think it was maybe last Sunday, I don't know, whatever day it was. And I just was feeling really down. And I went to the grocery store. And I'm putting, you know, the produce and whatever on the conveyor. And, you know, the cashier says to me, "So how are you?" And I said, "I'm great." And then I thought for a minute, why did I say that? I'm not great. You know, the voice in your head. And so I actually said it out loud to her. I said, "You know, I don't know why I said that to you, because I'm really not great." She says, "Oh, you're having a rough time?" "Yeah, I am." She says, "I'm so sorry to hear that." And meanwhile, the girl who's like putting this stuff in the bag, her eyes get like this, like, "Oh my God, is this woman gonna lose her shit here in front of me?" And so now, you know, I see her and what's coming out of my mouth, and all of a sudden I feel playful, you know? And then I'm thinking, like, imagine if everybody in this grocery store, again, it's coming out of my mouth. Imagine if everybody had those thought bubbles over their head as they're coming through your your checkout line. What would that be like? Right? And then we're all laughing by now, you know? So it's a state of mind, and it could change, right? Like that in a moment. And I realized, because of course I've been like delving into this, to take that opportunity in that moment to play. And then go over and get my hair cut by my favorite hairdresser, who's got this curly red hair and is really flamboyant and fun. It's just, you know, it was just what I needed. It was not optional at that point. You know? Okay, so what is play? Built to play and built through play. Can you see any of that image there? There's a story that goes to that. It's really kind of interesting. But that's me. And that's actually not a real person. But it kind of looks it looks like a real person. Let me tell you a little bit more about this, built through play, and then I'll explain the picture. So play, it appears, shapes the brain, making animals that play smarter and more adaptable. Say, what? It's not a waste of time. Play makes you smarter? I wish I'd known this 50 years ago. All right. It fosters empathy and makes complex social groups possible. Do you see what happens when kids play? Right? There's always going to be a little something. This one took the toy the other one wants. You're holding on to this for too long. I mean, there are things that kids learn from playing. That is kind of that dress rehearsal for adulthood, right? Right? About caring for others and taking turns and all of those things. That's stuff that we learn through play. It's very, very important. Play is at the core of creativity and innovation. Right? So that image there, you see this that looks like a guy standing there? We were at a park. Okay, let me back up. I was supposed to go to convention this year, our CSL convention in January. And that for me is an opportunity to get together with some of my playmates, right? My professional playmates, people that I went to ministerial school with. And we laugh and we have a great time and we pray and we play and it's just great fun. So I was really looking forward to this convention, and because I was going to be going on vacation, I was going to California in January, right? So worked really hard, looking for that reward at the end, and then COVID threw another wrench in, and I was not able to go to California. Needless to say, like distraught. I was crying. I was just so upset because, like, I not wasted all of that time, but had put so much off during that holiday season to be able to go to California, and then I couldn't go. So, thought, well, maybe I just really need to take a rest. It wasn't rest that I needed. It was play. So I called one of my friends, one of my ministerial buddies who lives in Sarasota, and said, I just, want to come out and visit. And so we had a playtime, and another friend joined us who also was in Sarasota. And so this is at, I forget the name of the garden, but there is an app. This is a, what do you call it, when you go across the country, exhibit. It's an art exhibit that has happened in different places. So there is an app that is created for your phone. You hold out your phone like this. You don't see anything in front of you. There's a marker that says something is happening here. When you hold out your phone, the image shows up on your phone. But it doesn't show up it's only in your phone. So this dancing character is in the phone, and I'm dancing around trying to figure out where he is, and she's snapping pictures. So that's just one where I happen to be in the frame with this character. I have no idea what I'm doing, what it's going to look like at the end, but there he is. And they had like a dozen different exhibits that were like that. So that was Dancing Man. Another one of the exhibits was a vase, like a big vase, and it had flowers and butterflies, and it exploded. And the flowers started going and the butterflies were, but you're not seeing anything. You're looking at an empty field. When you look at your phone, you see this amazing thing and you can be part of the picture. Isn't that incredible? Yeah, so they were all different things. One of them was like, what's those mirrors? Funhouse mirror. When you stand in front of it, you're all weird images. And then there was another one that had like 6 different panels, and there was water in them and a person walking from one panel into the other. It was wild. Anyway, we need something like this in Ocala. But play, right? Somebody is imagining in their mind something that has never been done before, and it happens through play. It's just fun. Like, what would it be like to have this crazy dancing guy and have people dancing like there's no music, there's nothing, you're not seeing anything, right? You look like a fool, but hey, it's a good time. So play eases burdens, energizing and enlivening us. Doesn't it? Yeah, I don't know if you've heard that analogy of the guy that's cutting wood. Right? He's out in he's out in the forest and he's cutting wood, and his saw gets really dull. And this person walks by and he's like, "Dude, you need to like sharpen that saw." He says, "I don't have time for that." Right? I'd have to stop working to sharpen the saw, right? So this is what play does. Play allows us to sharpen our saw so that things can go faster and be easier. Yeah. And then play renews optimism, opening us to new possibilities. You know, that moment I had with the cashiers, it just shifted kind of everything. You know, in that moment I could find some lightness and laughter and joy and be able to move on to the next thing. Feeling a little better, a little more hopeful, right? Like I could change on a dime. I know I can do that. And it's just practice, right? All right, so what is play again? Properties of play. Do you see those people? That was part of our fun yesterday. So what are the properties of play? What constitutes play? For one thing, it's apparently purposeless. Play is just something you do just for the heck of it. It has no purpose, right? It's done for its own sake. It's voluntary. People don't make you play. right? You play because you want to, you choose to. And it makes you feel good. That's another part of the definition of play, right? It's fun. Freedom from time. Now, when you get in a drum circle and start doing that thing, anybody lose track of time? Right? When you're painting, when you're singing, when you're playing music, right? What are those things that you do that has you lose track of time? All of those things are play. Gardening. It's different for different people. Right? But the thing is for everyone to tap into what is it for you. Your way of playing may be different than somebody else's, and that's okay. Right? My husband's playing is golf and tennis. My playing is music. My playing is drumming. My playing is creating PowerPoints and taking pictures. That's play for me. That's fun. It's different for everybody, but it's that moment where you lose track of time and you're just so engaged and engrossed in what you're doing. With reading. Reading, yes. Yeah. Yes. What else? So there's less self-consciousness when you're playing. You notice that? Dancing, right? People don't worry as much, especially if you had a couple of drinks. Everybody else is doing it too. You lose that feeling of, I have to look good. I have to do it all just right. Then it's just, it's just play. It's just fun. And it's open to serendipity and chance, right? You never know what's going to happen next, right? You don't know what happens when that tail wags. What's the next thing that we're going to do? We just know it's going to be good, right? But it opens you up to what else can happen. That's why this morning, we didn't plan this really well. We just said, you know what? Let's just play. Let it be fun. Let it be spontaneous and see what wants to happen, what people want to do. Enjoy it. And then, oh my gosh, you want to do it again. Right? You want to do it again. I have these 3 grandkids. Oh my goodness, how many times are they asking, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. I'm like, you want to do something else? No. Let's do this again. Again, how many times have I seen Encanto now? Because we want to see it again and again and again. And now I wake up with the music in my head and wonder, what is the message today? So much pressure. I woke up with one of those the other day, the song about pressure, at 5 a.m. with my eyes wide open, like my to-do list. Oh my goodness. And the song that was playing in my mind was Pressure. Drip, 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 drip. The pressure that's dripping and dripping till you blow. So I thought I need to play a little bit. All right. So this is what happens when you don't play. Well, I'll just read the quote, and I'm sure many of you have heard this before. In many shamanic societies, if you came to a shaman or medicine person complaining of being disheartened, dispirited, or depressed, they would ask one of 4 questions. When did you stop playing? When did you stop singing? When did you stop being enchanted by stories? When did you stop finding comfort in the sweet territory of silence? Where we've stopped dancing, singing, being enchanted by stories, or finding comfort in silence is where we have experienced the loss of soul. Dancing, singing, storytelling, and silence are the 4 universal healing salves. Yes. Now, if you want to shorten that up so you remember it. Wow. The opposite of play is not work, it's depression. For real, right? Was that an aha for anybody else like it was for me? Woo! That also comes from Stuart Brown, this book. If you take nothing else away, the opposite of play is not work, it is depression. So if anyone suffers from that malady or has heard of it, you probably need to do some more playing. And if you think still, you don't know my life. I can't just drop my responsibilities and play. Hello? Anybody know who Viktor Frankl is or was? Right? Holocaust survivor. Incredible, incredible story. Man's search for meaning. This is someone who wrote about probably the most horrific experience that anyone has gone through. where he lost everything, lost all of his family, lost all of his possessions. I mean, his wedding bands, a manuscript that he had written he was hoping to publish after the war, everything thrown into the fire. He lost his father, his wife. I mean, it was just horrific. And he said this of his experience: I never would have made it if I could not have laughed. Laughter lifted him momentarily out of the horrible situation just enough to make it livable. Can you imagine they could find humor in a concentration camp? Right? We can find humor anywhere. We can make it, remember, it is a state of mind. Play and fun and laughter is something that we can generate. And if you can't do it on your own, find yourself some friends. Right? That's the moment to tap into your community and find those people who like to play like you do. I heard.
I read somewhere that the very act of smiling, even if you're not happy, you can be totally depressed. Smiling tricks your brain into thinking that you're happy and releases endorphins of happy things. And that you should have things around the house that make you smile. I have like this little ball that's hidden in the corner in the bathroom. Every time I sit down, I see it and I smile.
I love that. I'm just gonna repeat what you said so that people who are watching online can hear that. Karen just said that smiling can make all of the difference in the world, even if you don't feel like smiling. That just the act of doing it can release endorphins and have you feel better. So put things around your house, around your home, that make you smile, that bring you joy. Right, Christina.
Yeah, there's actually a therapeutic exercise where you have people that have trouble smiling put pencils in their mouths.
Yeah, they did that with Scotland.
So because
Huh.
just the muscles alone being lifted and the reaction in your brain creates that.
Amazing. I had not heard that one. So Christina just shared that you can actually do exercises to make the muscles, make the smile. Right? For people who don't know how to do it. That is amazing. 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 So, let's see. All right. Anything else? Yeah.
That's why I drum, because I have been diagnosed with clinical depression, and when I drum, it feels like I'm beating it out of me and back into the earth. And as long as I feel that, then it feels like I'm letting go of it out of my body. Because if not, my body becomes so heavy I can't move, like I can't get out of bed.
Right.
And you just feel like you're planted with that kind of thing. So it's like a little bit of like sifting it off slowly.
I love that. So Donna was just sharing about drumming and how that helps her ground and helps to release tension and energy and just kind of pull it out of the body. This is what play does. This is whether, and dancing does that too. There's a story in this book. He talks about a famous dancer. I can't remember her name, but it was I guess she'd been diagnosed as ADHD or whatever before that was a thing. Anybody else remember that time before that was a thing? You're not suffering from ADHD. You're suffering from a lack of discipline. So let me smack you around a little bit so you'll sit still. Anybody else know that? Heard that? So this poor woman just couldn't sit still. She'd have to literally sit on her hands. And so she's in a doctor's office being diagnosed and thinking that she has a learning disability as she's sitting on her hands, fidgeting, whatever, right? The doctor turned on some music, took mom into another room, and they watched that child get up and dance. He said, "There's nothing wrong with your daughter. She's a dancer."
Okay.
Put her in class, right? There's kids who have ADHD. Put them in karate. Put them out there to run, do some sports, do some play, right? Channel that energy. It's a gift. This is a gift, and play is a gift that is inherent to each one of us. Right? So give yourself permission if you've not done it before to do that, to go out and play and know that there's nothing frivolous about it. It's what we need as human beings to do.
Sometimes the hard thing is, like if you decide to show up at your grandson's birthday party in a clown suit and you jump into the balls with all the other kids and your daughter is embarrassed by you.
That takes away the self-consciousness or the lack thereof, right, of playing.
She
Is
was embarrassed of me. All her friends thought I was
Oh. Yes, it happens. Well, I'm going to invite you all because this is such a wonderful topic, and as for those of you who come or had been coming fairly regularly, that we're doing things a little bit differently now. And so next week when we come together, it's going to be circle discussion, and there'll be opportunities for everybody to delve into this a little bit. So we start out in one big circle, and we'll do maybe like a little summary of what we talked about today, and then we're going to split off into smaller groups and have discussion. So we'll be talking about our own personal play histories and what brings joy and how we can have more of that in our day-to-day lives. And that's at 11 o'clock next week. So do join us for our circles. So what did we learn today? Have fun, right? You need it. You need it. It's not frivolous. It's part of what we need. Just like you need sleep, just like you need shelter, you need to play. You need to play. So have fun. Have at it. And here is our affirmation. Play reveals my wholeness. Play reveals my wholeness. So say it all together. Play reveals my wholeness. And so it is. And so it is. All right. Yes, and so we're going to play some more. I think this is an opportunity for some more drumming. Another impromptu play opportunity will come at the end of the month. Is that correct?
Yes. Carry the All right. So one of the awesomeness about, I call this energy music is what I heard the term as when we went to Posse. We were told it was called energy music, where you just play the instrument. And we love to do that, especially like with the crystal singing bowls. You just get moved to where you go next. The same thing with the drum. I just listen to the sound and I just let my hands move. And sometimes I drop into that space of connect. I almost feel like somebody else in my ancestral DNA line is playing. And that just became a thing for me. I just discovered that I could do this. I hadn't done it as much. So, and then it's so nice to have friends who are like, yay, let's do it together. And they're like, we have no clue what we're doing, but we're still gonna play. And that's what's so awesome about it. And anytime, if we have a drum circle or a sound bath or a play circle or something like that, feel free to look out for those, because those are going to be coming, those events that are going to be here. And you get to come and play with us. And it's mad fun and lots of noise. And you get to dance around if that's your thing, and jump around if that's your thing. I know that's me and Christina's thing. All right, so here we go. Spirit moves me. Y'all ready? All right. Hey, can we kick the house lights down for me, please? Yeah. All right. So we're going to switch this into an experience for y'all, okay? I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to imagine that you're in the island of Jamaica. If you've never been there, I just want to take your imagination to a place that has water and mountains and lots of people who dance around fires and smoke weed and pass it around. Whatever it is that comes up in your head, palm trees are swaying, feel the warmth of the sun on your shoulders, relax yourself and allow spirit to move you. Angel, bring in the sound of the ocean. Spirit, moves me to seek God's love. Spirit moves me to demonstrate love. Spirit moves me to do what's right. Spirit moves me to reach new heights. Spirit moves me to seek God's love. Spirit moves me to demonstrate love. Spirit moves me to do what's right. Spirit moves me to reach new heights. There's much we do we don't think about. There's a lot to make us scream and shout. But when we think about the source of all, you'll come to know. Spirit's call. Spirit moves me to find the God in you. Spirit moves me to do what's mine to do. Spirit moves me to laugh and smile. Spirit moves me to relax a while. Spirit moves me.
I said,
Spirit moves me.
don't you know,
Spirit moves me.
sometimes
Spirit moves me to relax a while. Let Spirit move you. Sometimes Spirit will move you to dance, and sometimes Spirit moves you to relax. And that sometimes can be play, because I pretend to be like in the ocean, in my bathtub, letting the water come over me, because I'm an island baby, and I feel landlocked in Ocala. I do. That's why I have an ocean drum. Being a wife from the ocean is hard for me, but it's okay, because I have an ocean drum, and I gave birth to a mermaid. How awesome. Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much. And now we step into that part of ourselves that is sharing who we are, our good, with each other. Thank you guys so much for being the audience that got to hear us for the first time. How awesome is everybody? Give them a round of applause for stepping out of their comfort zone and saying, oh boy. What's awesome about this group is that these people are like my ride or die. I say, let's do a blah, 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 and they go, okay. But they still say yes, so it's awesome. All right, and now we have this amazing affirmation that we do together. I invite you to take your gifts in your hand. If you give once a month, that's okay too. Put your hand over your heart. However it is that you give, knowing that the flow of abundance comes through you. Every bill that you pay, every time you give to a guy on the street, every time you help someone with a cup of coffee, knowing that you are where divine flow makes itself known in the universe. I invite you to say this affirmation with me. It is the nature of life to give of itself, as it is the tree's nature to bear fruit and the flower's nature to bloom. It is my nature to share the gifts of my time, talent, and treasure. I participate in the divine flow of life, giving generously and receiving abundantly. I am blessed and I am a blessing. I am grateful. And so it is. And at this time, we're going to be passing around the basket. Thank you so much for all the givingness. And Christina has the treasure chest. If you have a prayer request, we have some of the prayer request forms right here. If you need a prayer request form, can you hold up your hand? Then Norma will find you and give you one. Awesome. And then that treasure chest will come to you. Yes, the tithing station is open. If we could have the next slide, Pam. Yes, there are different ways to give. You can text 352-320-5110. super easy from your smartphone. You just set it up. It's a secure system, sends it. You can donate via PayPal for those online and at CSL Ocala/donate. And we appreciate all the givingness because this building stays up and all the stuff that needs to happen for a business happens because of each and every person that puts their money and their good into this community. So we really appreciate you. And we know that whatever you put in, may it come back to you tenfold, multiplied, pressed down, always flowing over you. I see each and every one of y'all thriving out there. I'm watching y'all on Facebook and Twitter and whatever you're doing, and you guys are doing so awesome. And I encourage you to grab all the stuff from CSL Ocala and just put it out there, all that positive stuff. Because the algorithm works. The more you put out there, the more you get back. If you search. So thank you so much. And so it is. And now our announcements. I forget that there's a clicker up here. I'm just not used to using it. Sorry, Pam. Available every weekday here at Center for Spiritual Living. The Aura Clubhouse is here working together towards mental wellness. So if you have or know someone that has a diagnosis of mental illness and needs support, then this vessel that we have created today is just this awesome love vessel. They get a chance to come in here and play around in it. How cool is that? Right? So this energy space that we have created, or the Aura Clubhouse, is here during the week to support people and so that hey, they're in a loving, wonderful space. If anybody would like any information on the Aura Clubhouse, we have brochures right there in the front as well as around, and you can talk to anyone of our events people and the people that are here all the time. Also, help is wanted. One Sunday every 6 weeks, we are asking if you could be in the back with the children, and really all we're asking is that you have a heart for recognizing and knowing that these little ones are just in a small body, but they have the same amount of soul that each and every one of us have. They're the same amount of light, and actually they're closer to source energy. So if you ever get a chance to hang out with these guys, they will tell you the truth of being, all of it. My mom's over there like, yes, they do. They remind you of the truth, and when they do, say thank you. Don't get up in your feelings about it. Say thank you, because they will definitely express to you. So you're going to see Norma right here. I lovingly call her the principal of the Youth and Family Department, and she's the one that, you know, will just come in there and everybody straightens up when Miss Norma shows up, so it's nice. But she's the one that'll plug you into the Youth and Family. And then Reverend Cindy was talking about this coming up March 25th. It's a Friday at 7 p.m. So we're not going to have a Sunday service in here on that fourth week. There will not be a Sunday service here. Okay? We're going to be meeting for karaoke instead on Friday the 25th, because it's easier for people to come out and have the karaoke, and we're going to be here at 7. So Friday the 25th. We're also going to bring drums. Some people they don't sing, but we will drum along to music and we will have a fun time. So you want to come out. And this is a family event. It's at 7 p.m. Yeah, and that way kids can jump around too, and we can have a good time. And adults can jump around. Y'all know I like to dance around too. So we're going to play. We're going to play for karaoke. And then Reverend Cindy is going to be talking today at 3 o'clock online. Don't forget, online, you want to grab it, share it with your friends and loved ones, because they really need to learn about this stuff. The speed of trust. And Reverend Marie Kirkland is going to be with Reverend Cindy today at 3 p.m. Eastern. We have people from all over the world that hops on from time to time, so it's really cool that we have that. And then this is our schedule of events. Every first Sunday, we do spiritual practice, so we actually do a tactile service, so that way everybody gets a chance to put their hands in it. This last Sunday, we did do the spiritual practice of play, so we got a chance to play. And then every second Sunday is this kind of thing, where we just kind of entertain and up front here. Every third Sunday, we have circle conversations, which Cindy talks about. The fourth week is not necessarily on a Sunday. That is when we're going to be doing something, a concert, yes, some kind of entertainment, some kind of play. It's awesome. We're going to be playing. And then every Sunday at 3 p.m., we still do our online service, because we do have this hybrid thing going on, at least for a little bit. So Cindy has been doing her peace-building work, man. It's awesome. And it's on the New Thought Network, which means that all the different churches and centers and anybody that the New Thought Network reaches, Cindy's message is going out there. And how awesome is it, because this is brand new. This was dropped into her through Spirit. And this is just incredible that we have her as our representative. All right, and then March 20th at 11, that's going to be our circle, circles, circles, circles. I'm always wagging my tail. It's a thing. It's a thing for me. All right, any questions? Anything that I might have forgotten? Anyone? Building and grounds, I was going to ask you, when is their next meeting time? We're talking about the GROW team. So Angel's going to let us know about GROW.
Yes, actually, the GROW usually has its meeting on the third Sunday, but this third Sunday, my son is getting married. So I'm not sure if anybody else is willing to show up and head that, but I myself am going to be getting my son married. But we will continue the Friday work days, and I've not had as many people show to that as I'd love. I'd love to see some more people. Fridays at 1, and we stay until the job is done. We've been focusing on the back of the house, and I noticed the front of the house really is lacking. You can stop in at any point in time if you just want to pull a weed or two. It really is a lot of fun when you get to break away from everything. It's not just all work, I promise. Play in the garden is fun. So if it's something that calls to you, just let me know.
She brought her gloves. She is ready. She is ready to get out there. It's not my thing. There are creepy crawlies out there that I don't enjoy. It's okay though. They're doing great work. They're eating the bugs. They're doing great work. Little baby dragons. All right. Our munchkins are back with us. Thank you, Miss Norma. Hey, do you guys feel like you could come up here so we can bless you? Yeah? Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. They're starting to get into self-consciousness, and it's okay. We are recognizing that you are self-conscious. It's all right. We're loving you through the self-consciousness. It's okay. Yes, yes, yes. Here we go. They are here. Hey, wait a minute. We're missing one. Oh, she's finishing up her project. We'll just bless her from up here then. Yes. Yes. All right, here we go. Everybody, we're going to do this practice together, and I'm going to add this as a slide if I can remember next time. Take your hands, warm them together. Warm them up. Remember that little part of you that used to be this age? I want you to step back into that and say, look, it's my friends. No time and space actually exists, and now you're just going to beam to them. You're going to say after me, we love you. We see your light. May it shine on all that you do. And so it is. You guys are fabulous. You know, they know that. They're like, we know that. Thank you, guys. They're going to get used to it. We haven't been doing it as much, but they're going to get used to it. Yes, because it's fun. All right. So now we are going to do our prayer. Thank you. Y'all pray for me, man. It's all good. I know. I'm hitting it because we went through that. I had just gone backwards because she was writing down the dates. Yeah, I was making it easier for her. All right, the prayer for protection. Y'all ready?
Ready.
Awesome. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. I see y'all next week. We are going to drum your way out. So while we're putting away chairs and hugging each other and doing whatever it is you want to do, if you want to come up and drum, just come on up, man. We'll hook you up. Y'all ready? Let's do it. Woo! Yay!
everybody, I'm sorry to interrupt as everybody's talking and stuff, but is there anybody with March birthdays in here? Anybody have a March birthday? Okay, so we used to do a monthly thing for birthdays, so we do have some cupcakes I'm going to put in the back and Dorinda, it's her birthday. So, Dorinda, come here. Come on. When's your birthday? It was on March 4th. Okay. So we're going to sing, and then I'll have some cupcakes in the kitchen on the counter, little mini ones, okay? We ready? All right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dorinda. Happy birthday to you and many more.
Yay! In the kitchen. It's her birthday.